Okay, so let's go back into our server 2. Alright, we are working in the MCSA Guide to Configuring Advanced Microsoft Windows Server 2012 R2. This book is for exam 70-412. And for this activity, we are in Chapter 6 on Activity 6.6, creating a failover cluster. So it says to log on to the 412 server 12 or server 2 as the domain administrator, and we are already in here as such. And then open the failover cluster manager if necessary. It's not really necessary because we were here from the last activity. We're in the failover cluster manager, and then click create cluster in the actions pane. Read the information in the before you begin window and then click next. Go ahead and hit pause and read this because I'm just going to click next. And in the select servers window, type 412 server. Let's type it correctly, SERVER2, and then click add. That takes a second, and then we're going to do 412 server 3 and add that one as well. And once they are both in here, then you click next. In the access point for administering the cluster window, type failover 1. In the cluster name text box, then click here to type an address right there, and we're going to type 10.12.1 and 150. A host record with the name and address is added to DNS, and an Active Directory computer object is created. Click next. 112. So in the book, it has this network being 112 or 10.12.00/16, and here it is 10.12.10/24. I'm not sure if that'll create issues, so I'm just noting that for myself. Hopefully it doesn't, but my teacher gave me one address, and then we're not changing it on the site, so hopefully it doesn't throw an error. So click next, and then step 6, the confirmation window shows settings for creating the cluster, which include the cluster name, IP address, and the nodes in the cluster. Click next. If errors or warnings are reported in the summary window, click View Report to get additional information. If the cluster was created successfully, you see the quorum mode of node and disk majority were selected automatically, and click Finish. So we have successfully created cluster wizard. We have warnings. Disk 1 and disk 2. No appropriate disk could be found. An appropriate disk was not found for configuring disk witness. Let's check out our disk managements, reserved, and reserved because of policy set by an administrator. The disk must be in cluster maintenance mode and the cluster resource status must be online to perform this operation. Why is this doing this to me? Okay, we will go back and fix that so that these disks are available. And we already have the cluster created, so we're just going to finish it. And hopefully fixing our disks in Disk Manager will fix the warnings that we got. So the next step is on page 249. We're on step 8. Review the cluster configuration. In the middle pane, review the summary. In the left pane, click to expand the cluster name and then click Nodes. In the left pane, click to expand cluster name. Let's see here. Oh, hello. This is the right side, this is the left side. Duh. Oh my goodness. And then click Nodes. To view the servers and their status in the middle pane. Then click 412 Server 2 and see more about this node. In the left pane, click to expand storage and then click disks. To see the disks available for the cluster, 2 of the disks are shared storage from the iSCSI scan. The third disk is on 412 Server 2. So we only have 2 and they're both on Server 3, which I created those earlier because I couldn't get them to go on Server 2. So I know exactly what is throwing the errors off. But we only have a couple more steps to make it through, and then I will go back and be sure to fix those because I don't want them interfering with any other activities as we go along throughout the book. Then we need to click on networks to review the cluster networks. That is on server 2. Because you only have one NIC, there's only one network assigned to cluster network 1, and its cluster is listed as cluster and client. If you had 2 NIC configuration, one network would be listed as internal. Close the failover cluster manager, log into 412 server 1 as administrator, and open Active Directory users and computers. Click the computers folder. You should see the new computer account created for the cluster named Failover 1. That would be right here. Close Active Directory users and computers. Open DNS Manager. And look in the 412 DOM1 local zone. What is this? It's like it's upside down. cache forward. There we go. You should see that the failover 1A record has been created. Let's see here. I don't even know where to look. Here's a host A record. Let's just come up here by host A records. Here we go. Oh, and this one was supposed to be deleted, but I couldn't find it earlier. Thank goodness. Okay, so that deleting that was from like activity 6.3, I think. Anyways, so there's the failover 1 record, and close DNS managers, stay logged into the servers if you're continuing to the next activity. That's it for the video. But like I said, I gotta go in there and switch those disks from my server 3 to my server 2.